you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer, I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love.
Okay, so it is April 10th now. It has obviously been a few days since I've updated. Quite a lot has happened. I believe in the last update I said that we applied to 2 places to live. The first place informed us that they actually don't have any rentals available, and the second place did end up denying us, which definitely brought my mood down, to say the least, because I know better than this, yet I still do it every time. I always get my hopes up, and I allowed myself to start daydreaming and thinking about the life that we would have there, and once that illusion was shattered, it made me feel really upset. But I have since mostly gotten over that. I still get kind of bummed out about it here and there, because that would have been the best scenario in my head for me to live and organize and clean and have a routine, you know? However, since then, I swear I've looked at over 100 houses online. I've chatted with several apartment complexes, townhouse complexes, all of that, and all of them have had a wait list, typically a pretty long wait list, for 3 bedrooms. So there would be nothing available for us, even if we did get approved for, I mean, one place said 8 to 12 months, another place said not until 2028, which sounds insane. I kind of gave up on the whole apartment thing. Not that I would have wanted to live in an apartment, because that sounds like torture to me, honestly, especially if we had anything but a ground floor apartment. I would hate it, because the thought of having to move all of your furniture into an apartment, like 2 to 3 plus floors up, sounds miserable. The idea of me having to transport 3 kids up and down like stairs or whatever to get to and from the car, especially if I have stuff to carry, bags, drinks, groceries, anything like that, while also keeping up with 3 kids. Not to mention also all of the potty breaks we would have to do with the dogs, where I would have to take, if whichever kids are home, I'd have to take them with me every time to walk the dogs multiple times a day, going up and down stairs or however it would be set up. The only way that would have somewhat worked was if we had a first floor apartment. That way I wouldn't have to worry about the stair aspect. But again, they don't even have any 3 bedrooms available anyways. I did end up, our problem is we didn't want to keep wasting money on application fees, because every application is like $30 to $50 per person. So it's roughly $100 for every application that we submit. When you're getting denied, it just seems like a huge waste of money, because you don't get the money back. I went on Zillow, and Zillow has a feature where you can pay $35 for an application per person, and you can reuse that application as many times as you need to for 30 days. So I paid the $35 for Christopher once and then $35 for me once. And not everyone on Zillow accepts Zillow applications, so the houses are limited. Like if they don't accept Zillow applications and you get in touch with them and they tell you that they have a separate application, basically I had to rule those out because we didn't want to continue paying for applications. But basically I applied to almost any house that accepted Zillow applications because I didn't have to keep paying for it. So any 3-bedroom house that was in decent shape, I applied to it. Most of them didn't get back to me. One of them, there was one townhouse that denied. Then there was a couple of people that like reached out about open houses, and like one of them asked for more information and things like that, but we never got a definite answer. And I'm not trying to be picky because obviously we need something, but at the same time, we're gonna live there. We need to be comfortable there. With 3 kids, there needs to be enough space for us and like a way for it to be, like I'm the one that has to organize it, and I'm the one that has to cook there, I'm the one that has to clean there, and I need it to be functional. Like it doesn't have to be perfect, it's not going to be perfect, but I need it to be functional for our family. So it's like I have to have some standards, even though it was starting to feel like we literally could not have any standards. Because the thing that I hate about northern houses, typically, especially older houses, they don't tend to have central AC. They have basements most of the time. I don't mind basements themselves. It's when the laundry is in the basement that I don't like it, because I don't want to have to go up and down the stairs carrying laundry baskets every time I have to do laundry. I already have a terrible relationship with laundry. I already hate doing laundry and have always struggled to keep up with laundry, and so I just know myself, and I know having laundry in the basement is going to affect my ability to stay on top of laundry. So I really wanted to avoid having laundry in the basement. Ultimately, my dream house would have 0 stairs whatsoever. I want every single thing to be on one level. I want the bedrooms, the kitchen, the living room, the laundry, the bathrooms, everything. I want everything to be one level. No stairs. But that is hard to come by, especially up north, which is why ultimately I would have loved to just find a nice mobile home. Mobile homes tend to have everything that I like in them. They have decent kitchens, they usually have nice master bedroom, master bathrooms, tend to have decent closets, they're all on one floor, laundry rooms in a convenient place. I would have loved to just find a decent little mobile home. The one we applied to denied us, and basically any mobile home up north is in a community, so it's really hard to come by, like say a private landlord that's renting out a mobile home. Most of them are all in these big communities that are run by a big company, and the one company that we applied for owns majority of the communities. So this big company denied us, and they're in charge of all of these communities that we're looking at. So I had to kind of give up on that idea, and it really bums me out because I would love to just have a nice little mobile home. Anyways, what was I saying? Basements, I hate basements. 3, the kitchens are ridiculous. The kitchens are so tiny. There's barely any counter space, barely any cabinets, there's no pantries. So it's like I have to figure out fitting all of our dishes, all of our pots and pans, and all of our food in these limited cabinets. I feel like you either need a lot of cabinets or you need a pantry. It's really, really hard to have neither. Having no pantry and barely any cabinets in the kitchen, I don't like that. So there's barely cabinets or counter space. The fridge, all of the fridges are like old, outdated, you know, the little tiny top freezer and then the bottom. It's annoying that they're all outdated fridges, but also they just shove them in random corners in the kitchen. And also the stoves get shoved on random walls in random corners. And a lot of the times, like, you'll have one wall of cabinets and counters where the sink is. Fridge will be in this random corner, and then like on this wall or on this wall they'll just throw the stove there with nothing by it, like no counters around the stove. And like, who wants to cook on a stove with no counter space next to you? Like, you need counter space next to you for your utensils and your ingredients. And like, I don't want to have to walk all the way across my kitchen just to grab a spoon, or to take my food out of the oven and walk it all the way over here. Like, you need counter space next to your stove. And like, yeah, technically we could buy some sort of shelf or like even a movable island or something, but the kitchens are too small for something like that anyways. And some of them even, like, they would have a wall of cabinets and then they would just put the stove next to it and would have it where it's blocking like the two cabinets at the bottom, and it would make it hard to get to the cabinets at the top because you'd have to try and reach up and over the stove to get over in the corner. So like, you're blocking part of the cabinets when there's already barely any cabinets. We did manage to find someone who seems willing to work with us because we don't have the best credit history right now. From after selling our house in Ohio and moving here at a very, very bad time in the housing market and a bad time in the economy in general, it really screwed up our credit history and our records, everything. Getting evicted from the last house obviously doesn't help us. Finding someone that is willing to rent to you under those circumstances is really hard. But we did manage to find someone that seems willing to work with us. Oh, the other thing is, all of the houses that I was looking at, all of the schools had low ratings. The one that I'm talking about right now has like medium ratings. It seems like it could be okay. There was another house that I was waiting to hear back about that I liked, that had a good school rating, but the dude wouldn't get back to me. He opened our application but didn't respond to it, and I asked him a question and he read my message and never answered me because I was trying to figure out if it came with appliances, because I liked the kitchen. The kitchen looked nice, but it didn't have any appliances in it. Like, it had the spots, it had a dishwasher hole, it had the spot for the stove and the fridge, but the appliances weren't there, and I didn't know if it didn't come with them or if they just weren't there when the picture was taken. And I was trying to figure that out and he just wouldn't answer me. So I really wanted to get an answer on that house before we moved forward with something else, because it's a better area, it's a better school area, and I like the house itself better because mostly, like, it technically has a basement, but the laundry isn't in the basement, and it technically has an attic, but I wouldn't have to go to the attic on a regular basis. So everything that I need on a regular basis, bedrooms, kitchen, living room, laundry, everything would be on the same level. So I could make that work. So I really wanted the dude to get back to me. But he wouldn't get back to me at all. Like, he wouldn't even tell me no. He wouldn't even deny us. He just wouldn't answer us at all. So it's like, I was trying to hold out on that because I would have preferred that situation. We can't wait forever, and the dude ain't answering. So back to the person that seems like they're gonna give us a chance. The house unfortunately does have a basement where the laundry is, so I'm gonna have to deal with that, but everything else would be on the same level. So the only, like, everything would be on the same level except for the, like, technically the garage, if we use the garage, and the laundry would be in the basement, and like whatever we store in the basement. So I would have to deal with going to the basement to do laundry, but everything else would be on the same floor. She asked us if we would have a co-signer, if we could have a co-signer, and if not, we would have to pay a double deposit. So she's telling us that we have to pay a double deposit, first month's rent, and a water deposit to be able to get the house. There's also talk about, like, she's mentioned paying a prorated rate for April and then also having to pay for May up front. I don't know if that's a requirement or if she's suggesting that. Like, I don't know if she's literally telling us you have to pay prorated April and all of May up front before you can get the house, or if we could decide to wait and pay May in May. So depending on that, it will cost us anywhere from roughly $4,000, a little under $4,000 to a little over $5,000 to get the house. It's a large chunk of money because the double deposit adds up to $2,600 alone. First month's rent prorated, so it would be about half. If we have to pay for May as well, the full amount of rent, and then the $300 water deposit. So we need a good chunk of money to be able to move in to this house. We still can't move officially until London finishes school next month. Like, Christopher could go ahead and move in, but he wouldn't have anything really. He has a bed and like a little dresser and a TV, and that's all that he has. Everything else is here in storage. So the house would be empty until London gets out of school. We would have to load up all of our stuff into a U-Haul and take it there to officially move in. That is still about a month and a half away. Once we do get all of this stuff out of storage, there's still going to be new stuff we have to buy. Like, this house isn't going to have central AC, so we're going to have to buy window units, at least 2 of them. I don't remember how much I kept from the kitchen. There's going to be a few appliances, like a coffee maker, toaster. We need a new knife set, things like that. I don't know exactly what I did or didn't keep, so we're going to need some of that stuff. We don't have a couch. We don't have a dining room table. Well, we won't have a dining room table because the one we had is going to be too small now that Jace needs a chair. And, like, Jace doesn't have a high chair anymore, so we need a at least 5-person table, and the one we have is only 4. Christopher has to get a hitch installed on his truck so that we can pull a U-Haul to save some money instead of having to rent the big U-Haul truck. So, you know, obviously most people know this, but moving is expensive. And I just hope we can figure this out. Especially, right, like, if we can figure this out, like, literally ASAP, it would make spring break much easier, because right now we're planning, like, me and the kids are going to Ohio for spring break. We literally leave in the morning, and we're supposed to stay in Cincinnati tomorrow night. And then Saturday afternoon, we were supposed to go to a different hotel in another area near where he's working in Ohio and stay at that hotel from Saturday night until the following Saturday morning. I would leave and drive back to be here for Easter. And, well, obviously hotels aren't cheap. So if we could figure out getting the house before then, it would make it a lot easier because we would only have to pay for the one night in Cincinnati, and then we could just stay at the house for free. Obviously not really for free, but instead of having to pay deposits on the house and also having to pay for a hotel, basically at the same time, we could just pay for deposits on the house and have somewhere to stay for the week. Because we were supposed to stay Saturday to Saturday. Well, technically Friday to Saturday, but Friday is kind of a separate thing because we're going to be in Cincinnati Friday night. But from Saturday to Saturday, we were supposed to stay at this one hotel, and it was going to be like $900. Thankfully, it seems that Great is willing to help us out just to get us this little head start. I mean, she's helped us out immensely the past 3 years since we moved here and have had so many problems. She has helped us a lot the past 3 years, and obviously she's helped out by letting us stay here for the past 5 months. What's wrong? But Christopher's talking to her about seeing if she'll help us just get this head start to get the house so that we can get our foot in the door. Okay, so it is now April 11th, and the kids and I are on the way to Ohio right now. We're in West Virginia, and this morning Christopher met up with the lady and gave her the money and filled out and signed the lease and got the keys. So instead, we're supposed to be going to a hotel in Cincinnati tonight and then going to another hotel in a different town tomorrow. But we have decided to save the money and not get a hotel at all. And we're just gonna go straight to the house. So when we get there, we'll be going to our new house, which is gonna be where we'll be living after Lana gets out of school. But you guys won't know that yet. Obviously the house is gonna be pretty empty. Christopher has his bed that he bought to use where he's been staying at his friend's house, so like he's gonna bring that bed over and whatever couple things that he has there, and then we're gonna have to go to the store to get like the main essentials that we literally cannot wait to get, you know. If we're gonna be staying here for the next week, we're gonna need some things, and then we'll just have to get everything out of storage when we officially move, and I guess start buying whatever else we need in between. So now it's like the countdown to moving truly begins. Guess what? This is where we're gonna live when you get out of school. This is gonna be our house.
Yeah, with Dad. With Dad?
Mm-hmm. After you get out of school next month, we are gonna live here.
Mommy.
What? Cheese. I don't know.
Mom, I don't know Dad's in.
He's not here right now. Okay, so come in the front door. There's a closet right here. Then there's this first room at the front of the house. Which this is probably gonna be like the game room / guest room area. And then
There's another blank room.
this is the living room area, the dining room area. Hang on a second. The kitchen in here. Down here is down there is the basement, but I'm not gonna go down there because it's boring. It's just a basement.
Rooms with nothing in it. Mom, so funny. That one and that one.
Okay, there's this bedroom over here.
Yeah.
With this whole closet,
One window.
which we're thinking is going to be the girls' room.
Yay.
And then there's the bathroom over here. It's definitely going to be tight, but
And then this is going to be the one that you and Dad sleeping in. Like this one.
does this have storage?
Mom, come in the
No, it
other
does.
room.
It doesn't have shelves,
I'm
though.
getting the other room.
Hang on.
There's another room with 2 windows.
Oh, that one has shelves.
Dad,
Okay, and then last room.
it's why you and Dad are sleeping.
I think it seems bigger, and I want this to be our room because I thought that
Mommy!
What? Jeez. I thought that built-in right there would be perfect for my books and knickknacks. The only downside is there's no closet in this room. The only room that has a closet is this one. So we'd basically all have to share this closet.
This kid's room. Songs can be in. This gonna be crazy.
Dada. Dada.
Huggy?
Say I stink.
Hello. You too? You want this? You kiss? He's shaking.
Dada.
Oh yeah?
Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love.